After finishing our road trip through Scotland, we boarded our plane for Ireland.
Okay, we arrived in Dublin and we got the rental car and we are packed in and we're heading to the Waterford Crystal Factory and then we'll go to Cashel, Rock of Cashel for tonight.
We arrived in the town of Waterford for our factory tour with plenty of time before the tour began to explore their showroom of exquisite pieces of crystal art.
Just about 30,000 on that. And the train is 34,000. Just shy of $43,000.
The tour began in the mold department, where we were divided into smaller groups and met up with our tour guide.
Now the team of craftsmen that you see here in front of you are all master craftsmen, so they all did the 8-year training program I mentioned at the start. So this is where you'll see the most transformation in the piece, so this is where most of the shaping is done. And you'll see here we're using those timber tools again to shape it. When the craftsman begins to blow into the centre of the piece, what that is essentially doing is providing a hollow in the centre, and it's also causing it to expand every so slightly in shape. So that is just filling out into the shape that it needs to be at for this particular product. So this is our finishing and also our quality department. So as I mentioned, once a crystal piece has been blown, it's then placed into the killins where it stays overnight. Okay, so folks, so this is our marking department, and what we do here is we mark out a geometric grid on the surface of the crystal, just like you see here with this whiskey tumbler, and also like you see our craftsman doing here in front of you. Now the purpose of those grid lines is to guide the cutter through the piece. So there's over 100 different patterns that a cutter will have to memorise over the course of their career, as well as any new ones that we bring on out to the market as well. So as they're cutting into the crystal, they follow these lines to make sure that everything is even on the surface and that no two cuts are too close together or too far apart. The basketball piece that you see here beside me was commissioned by the NBA over in the States. And the basketball is actually separate to the base. You can actually lift that up and remove it. I'm not going to, but you can. Quite a heavy piece and I've had too many close calls, to be honest. What you'll also see here is a brand new range. It is called the Blackwater range. So the Blackwater is inspired by the River Blackwater and it runs directly beside Lismore Castle that I mentioned at the start of the tour. You'll see it here in this picture. Now the River Blackwater got its name because the river bed is really dark and muddy so that it looks like the water is black. That also means that anything that surrounds the river is like nearly reflected in the river itself. So then when it came to making this piece and designing this pattern, the thinking behind it was that this line here in the centre was going to represent the river. Then this represents the tree line that surrounds the river. As you can see here in the picture, there's quite a lot of trees surrounding it. So that is the upward cuts here. And then as I said, everything is reflected. So that is the reflection of the tree line down there at the bottom. Now this is exclusive to Waterford. We've only just started making them. And they're only ever going to be made here and they're only ever going to be sold here. So you won't get them online, you won't get them in any other store across the world, you'll only get them here. But this is brand new, you're one of the first groups to ever see this.
I have to say, this tour was really interesting and it far exceeded our expectations. Even the boys enjoyed it. Definitely a must-do.
This is what you saw being blown. So this is what that piece will look like eventually.
Don't mess up on the address. For somebody's gonna have a nice gift.
Now I messed up. Blarney Castle.
Granny.
That is really neat. Just look, just your backyard.
We finally arrived in Cashel, where we would be spending only one night. After settling in at the Airbnb, we walked to the town center to check it out and then grabbed some dinner.
There's the castle, and that's where we're staying.
Cashel is a small town in the south of Ireland. It's known for the imposing Rock of Cashel, a medieval complex on a hilltop overlooking the town. This archaeological site includes a Gothic cathedral, a round tower, and a 15th century castle. Can't be there. Maybe they are.
1950 age.
2004 is the last one. We made a quick stop in the town of Cork to eat lunch. Cork is actually the second largest city in Ireland. Now it's on to Blarney Castle to kiss the Blarney Stone.
You stood right there. Go get a nurse, brother.
Blarney Castle, built around 1446, was a strategic military building, and the first consideration had to be the location of the site. The castle was built on an elevated outcrop of solid limestone rock, sufficiently strong to give a firm foundation. Blarney Castle would have been surrounded by a defensive wall, which enclosed an area of about 8 acres called the Bawn. The wall sheltered both livestock and people in times of danger. This wall is long gone now. While the boys headed into the castle to kiss the Blarney Stone, Kristen and I enjoyed a leisurely walk around the castle's 60 acres of sprawling parklands, gardens, and arboretums. We wandered through the fern garden and enjoyed the quiet, secluded area that leads to the 21-acre Blarney Lake. While waiting in line to reach the Blarney Stone, the boys learned a little history about the castle. The walls at the base of the castle are 18 feet thick to withstand any attempt to break through. The slit windows on the upper portions would stop arrows from penetrating inside the castle.
That's a little one.
The girl said, "Oh man."
Snug.
So Nick, how's it going?
It's too small. It's too small for me.
Let's see if we can see Mom, Grandma.
Yeah. Sure they moved on.
Yeah, they're probably somewhere.
These slits were used to pour boiling water down on the heads of the enemy.
Look, it's looking right here.
There's the target, Blarney Stone.
Lay back. I got you.
Wait, where's that one up there?
It's the bottom stone. I got you.
Oh, I can't reach it. Oh,
Pull yourself. I can pull up.
oh no, I'm gonna fall.
No, no, you're not. No, you're not.
There we go.
Yeah. Hands.
Oh my god. Good job.
All right, we got it.
It's 3 of them.
Well done. That's for photos done.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, no.
Time to go.
You want me to go first? Yeah. Okay, I'll go first.
Hold his feet.
Hold your feet, Dad.
Yeah. It's the bottom stone.
Oh no.
All right, Tucker, you're up. I got you. Sit down. Spot first. I'm gonna hold your legs, and there's a guy there, and there's a guy. So you're not. Keep going. Keep going. Lower, 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 lower. All the way down. There you are. Yay!
You didn't do it?
Oh, we were betting you would.
Not a chance.
I guess
My life is short. I don't want to take an end to
about you and
quicker.
hand sanitizer.
So, how'd you do, Tucker?
There's a bigger gap. We all have to hold it.
Yeah.
And the rail is deep in the car.
And you had to go farther. No, farther back. Farther lower. Lower at the bottom rock. Oh, really far.
Tasted weird.
Okay.
Oh.
Once we were all together again, the boys also wanted to see the expansive grounds of the castle.
Oh, this is neat.
Only 150 years old. It's from home.
So American? North American?
Yeah. From North America.
You want to go down there? You going down there?
I don't have any coins left.
Why do I want to give them to that?
Yeah, I'm not getting in there.
Don't touch it.
After leaving Blarney Castle, we enjoyed the scenic drive to the town of Kenmare, where we will be staying for the next few nights. Kenmare is in South Ireland and is a popular tourist destination. The town is noted for its food and pubs. All of the towns we stayed in while in Ireland were so amazing, but Kenmare was definitely one of our favorites. The next morning, we headed down small one-lane country roads to our first destination for the day, Staigue Fort. This fort is one of the largest in Ireland and was probably built between 300 and 400 AD. The fort wall is up to 19.5 feet high, 13 feet thick, and 133 feet in diameter. The wall was built entirely without mortar. Several vertical masonry joints are visible in the wall, and this may indicate that the fort was built in stages rather than in one continuous operation. The fort was entered through a narrow passage in the wall. It is believed that the fort must have been the home of a very wealthy landowner or chieftain who had a great need for security. The top of the wall was reached by a series of steps which crisscross against the inside of the wall. Staigue Fort housed the chieftain's family, guards, and servants, and would have been full of houses, outbuildings, tents, or other temporary structures. No buildings survive today, though 2 small chambers are contained within the wall. An earthen bank and ditch around the fort gave further protection.
Well, just a hole?
A little cave, just a small one.
Oh, look, Tucker, there's a marking, but there's markings on the wall. There's markings on the wall. It's ancient drawings. Ouch.
Called graffiti.
Sure.
On our way to Derrynane House, we couldn't resist stopping at Glenbeg Beach, located in the Kenmare Bay.
You gonna put your feet in the water, Debbie?
What?
You gonna put your feet in the water? Somebody swimming?
Yeah, it looks like they have a wetsuit on.
I'm gonna put my feet in the water. Feels like hope.
It's cold, you guys. I know. Okay. Compared to our ocean.
Same.
So same as ours. So to them it's warm.
At the southern tip of the Avera Peninsula is Derrynane House, the ancestral home of one of the greatest figures of Irish history. Daniel O'Connell, known as the Liberator, was a lawyer, politician, and statesman. The landscape is now included in Derrynane National Historic Park, with over 290 acres of land rich with archaeological treasures.
I think
There's parking down
left to the left. Parking.
That's the out.
That's the out. All right, I'll go.
You're at the beach. You're at the.
Oh, okay.
You're at the.
It said parking.
Keep.
Oh, that's the end of the
Go.
road. That's
Keep
the end
going.
of the
Keep
end of the
going,
road.
Nick. I'm telling you,
Back
keep
up.
going.
Don't listen to Debbie.
Keep going.
You were right. There was. It did look like there was parking right there at
Right,
the end.
it did look
Don't
like
suck
there was,
up to her.
I'm not sucking.
Your
It did. It
mother-in-law.
did.
Don't.
like
Yeah.
way down at the end. It did. It absolutely did.
But when you get down here, this is the end.
Yeah. Fall in the water. Oh. Oh. It's like they have people buried wherever they can find a piece of ground. Look at this one, 2023.
Now we are off to our final destination of the day, Kerry Cliffs, but we just couldn't resist stopping and taking in the amazing scenery of Ireland.
Ooh, that was close. You said this waterside? Waterfront? There you go.
Oh, this is a Charlie Chaplin town. Charlie Chaplin Walk. There's a statue of him someplace here.
Of Charlie Chaplin?
Yeah.
Look at them all over here on the left, too.
Yeah.
Charlie's Restaurant.
I had to include this picture in memory of my dad, whose nickname was Dooley. After a quick view and picture of the Skellig Islands, we finally parked and headed to the Kerry Cliffs. Kerry Cliffs is some of the most spectacular cliffs in Kerry. The cliffs stand over 1,000 feet above the Atlantic Ocean and were formed over 400 million years ago.
Like even looking out over here, you're like, whoa.
As we reached the next viewpoint, the views were beyond spectacular.
Where's the ooh, where's the ah? Yeah, pretty steep to get to the top. We're not there yet. Go all the way up there. Okay. It's cool to be out on that island out there. Maybe getting the cliff pictures in.
This is the final viewpoint of the Kerry Cliffs. Be sure to dress warmly because it gets really windy up at the top.
Open your jacket up.
Oh, it's fluffy. Hi.
After an amazing day of sightseeing, we started our drive back to Kenmare.
There's a little wobble in that one wheel. I know he's not going to drive far. Maybe he's going to the store.
Although the drive of these one-lane roads were a bit stressful for Nick, the rest of us enjoyed being surrounded by the beauty of the lush green landscape in Ireland.
It's not a road.
Stay tuned for part 2 of our road trip in Ireland. There's so many more adventures to see and do.